yourself on the floor. When the man with the power and the dollar says you ain't worth a cent, and your wings won't fly and your words won't flow. You can't force a smile and they won't leave you alone. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Oh, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. I know a woman with a lion's heart and a pretty blue dress with a shopping cart. Head full of dreams, gonna change the world. Got a body of work they say won't sell, and a way with words that she won't tell. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Hey, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. We don't.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too.
Oh, there's gremlins in the studio.
There are gremlins in the big gremlins, I was told.
Yeah, maybe he's a leftist. I don't know. I thought he was on our side. Apparently,
I looked at you and I said, what day is it today?
right.
It's Thursday. It's Thursday? Right?
Is
It's
it?
Thursday. Affirmative. Okay, yes, it is.
She said,
Good morning, guys. Sorry about some of the tech issues, but you know,
and we're running a little late because of the gremlin in the studio.
the
y'all.
gremlin in the studio. Listen, we
Grimsy
had it.
is tripping.
We had a cute, cuddly mogwai, fed him after midnight. This is what happens. And we think he might be a little bit left leaning. So we're trying to, he wants to sabotage.
I don't know. He
things.
might be strung out on all the copper he's eating. I don't know what's happening.
The copper. Welcome to Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle right here on Talk Red. Thank you to our Talk Red family. Guys, if you're not already, make sure you like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms and comment below. Let us know where you're watching from today.
And share your most out of pocket moments with us, please.
We won't out you. We won't put it on air unless you give us the express written consent, I think is the technical jargon.
I mean, are we allowed? Yeah, sure. But if
We
you just drop it in the comments, like we're cool with that.
If any of you were up like wee hours of the night, which I happen to know you were, because you shared a video with me and I was like, are you still up? But if you were up watching China and MAGA take over China, basically, what a difference a new leader makes. It looked a lot different than when Obama did it. So we're going to talk about that. Also, Vance.
Fraud in Medicaid, like it's reaching astronomical levels at this point.
Again, it's right back to they fund the problem so that they can make money off of a potential solution.
And you thought we were getting rid of Doge. Absolutely not, ladies and gentlemen.
We just taught all the departments how to Doge themselves.
Right. There you go. There you go.
You're welcome. And then we, Hanta Manata doing this again.
Yes.
We're going to talk to you about the hantavirus.
You'll be surprised at how long it's been around.
Mm.
Wait until we get there. All right. Stay tuned. Let's open the mic. Get out of pocket.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go there. If it's out of line, we don't care. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
Okay. Yes.
Now I have a Kuna Matata stuck in my head. I can't. I'm sorry.
If it wasn't for copyright issues, we would so be.
I mean,
playing
like
that
30 seconds of it.
We could make a Hanta Manata. We know some people.
Yes.
We could do it.
I mean, we might do it.
Might do it. It means no with worries for the rest of you. I mean, listen.
COVID. I mean, not COVID. With AI now, we can make a whole album.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Early in the morning.
Featuring the out of pocket ladies. I'm sorry. I just went on the rant, y'all.
And their Public Enemy shirts. Stay tuned for that tomorrow. You're going to get more of that. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, if you were up in the middle of the night watching any of Trump's visit to China, China. Also, I would say they brought you the coronavirus, but actually that was Anthony Fauci. So take a look at the split screen, Allie, between when Trump visited China last night and the reception
Hussein Obama
and Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, take a look at the difference. Allie, say what you said again, because that is so true.
No, so I was saying, like, I wish I could. Anyway, I was gonna try and go there, but
accent.
I do
like the nail,
like the Mexican lady
that does the nail.
Yeah, she does the nail
accent,
and
yeah,
she does the Asian accent at the nail
good.
salon, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
But and so I was like, well, they might call me racist if I do that, so I won't do it. Especially because I don't know how to do it very well. But what I'm saying is that I honestly think that the reason why there is such a difference is because I think the president, Xi Jinping, wants to put on a good procession for President Trump because they know that President Trump does not play around. Like he is there to negotiate and they want to make him happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so no, I'm not calling that man a president. Barack Obama was not, I think, as affluent with making deals.
I mean, it makes a difference in who you think about
unless it's Iran.
Yeah, in pallets of cash. Think about when you invite people over to your house, or when you have a special somebody coming over. You know what I mean. You
lay out the red carpet.
You do. You want to make
this morning. You walked in.
Y'all, I walked in and she was like, coffee, and I just smiled.
I know you've had like a rough week, ma'am.
Y'all,
it's been a rough week.
Listen,
right. This is
she gonna be all right. What
people? It's difficult running for office when you are getting friendly fired at and fired upon.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this, and then
that are so far right, they're
left. And if you know somebody running for office, my phone is blowing up. You're running for office, and all you can talk about is their body. I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't go that way. And thank you. Just gonna say that. Okay, back to Xi Jinping. So we get this amazing, like, welcoming. We're all at the red carpet, and then I'm listening through an interpreter. Xi Jinping talking about. He just sounds so different. Did he get MAGA pilled? Take a listen. Take a listen.
Also, the 250th anniversary of American independence. The over 300 million American people are reinvigorating the spirit of patriotism, innovation, and enterprise, and ushering in a new journey for the development of the United States. The people of China and the United States are both great peoples. Achieving the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and making America great again can go hand in hand. We can help each other succeed and advance the well-being of the whole world.
55年前，尼克松总统派基辛格博士访华。
In America 250, make America great again. Like, that's the other thing you do when you really want to earn favor. You adapt language to meet.
Over here in America, that would be called what?
You mean if you
pandering?
Pandering. I mean, listen, they don't need to do it over there in China because they kind of have everything on lock. But listen, this is why the Monroe Doctrine was so important, and the Donroe implications of it, because you split the Western Hemisphere, right? You say all of the Eastern Hemisphere has to stay out. You're not allowed to play in our backyard. We don't allow that. And then you have Trump going over and neutralizing Iran with their terrorism slush fund that they consider their oil. You have him not backing Russia or helping out at all in that war and that conflict. You have him seizing Venezuela's oil supply because we helped build it, just like the Panama Canal.
Right.
And now you've got big players like China and Russia going, excuse me, can I borrow some sugar?
Yeah, no, for real.
Because they need our oil. Did we just become the heavy hitters in the oil industry? Potentially, you might see this coming down the pike. I don't know. There's a lot of strategists that think this is going to play out well for America.
Well, hopefully, because there are a lot of Americans that are struggling right now with trying to make, you know, I mean, there's people that work for a living, and it costs a lot for them to fill up their, you know, King Ranches, F-150s, you know, to get to work. I'm just saying.
King
So
Ranch, she's not talking about me. I don't drive
so
that.
a friend of mine was videotaped himself filling up his truck.
Oh, yeah.
And was like, it stopped at $150. Like, it wouldn't even go higher than that.
How are all of how are all of our cowboys and cowgirls
I feel
trucks feeling? How you doing?
Construction workers.
Construction work.
So they're struggling, and we understand that, like, it's not necessarily because of so a lot of people want to say that it's because of the conflict in Iran, but I don't really think that really plays a huge part of it. I think it's more so the industry, right, that's setting market value.
OPEC.
For it. So.
And actually, Trump was asked on his way to board Marine One, to go to Air Force One, to go to China, and somebody asked him, "What's more of a pain in your arse? Is it NATO or OPEC?" And he said, "Well, we don't need NATO. So NATO, like, you know, we tell NATO what we want and what we need, but OPEC is, I mean." It's so if it happens in any other industry where there is this group of people, an organization that sets and controls pricing, even to the effect of gouging, because there's been no dip in supply,
right?
We would call that gouging. We would say, call this number and report it.
Yes.
When it's OPEC. It's like,
it's fine.
This is what they do.
Right. So
you see why it matters that we are able to be oil and energy independent. And even the boss that has, because once we control, what is OPEC going to do? What is NATO doing right now?
And then, so honestly, like, a part of it was the last administration.
Yeah.
Right. They closed down a lot of our pipelines here in America, and we weren't allowed to drill at all for our own oil supply. So, I mean, we could have had a bigger reserve, right? But I mean, if we were allowed to, but now we don't. So this is why it's important that you know who you're voting for, why you're voting for them, and what their policies are, what they're strong in. And when they don't stand on what they promised, when they're running on the campaign trail and they get into office and vote differently or do differently, like, you have to hold them accountable for that. So.
And let's be honest, accountability starts with a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think accountability means you didn't do what I wanted, so I'm going to vote you out. I think it means, did you follow up? Because sometimes when you are elected, you see a different level of situations and you're like, okay, I can understand strategy. We still need to move the needle here.
Right.
How do we begin to do that?
And then how do you message that properly to your constituents? And
you better be
largely, that is partly why you are in office, is to just make sure that you are speaking to your constituents and telling them what is really going on, instead of letting them try to figure it out on their own.
Absolutely.
Because you essentially work for them. Now, kind of bring this back to Xi Jinping. I know earlier today I saw a post that from Fox News. I don't know if it was from Fox or Toria Brooks, who reposted Fox, or anyway, she mentioned that Xi Jinping is now going to assist President Trump essentially in doing whatever is necessary to end this, to no longer like work with Iran. Like, he's literally like said that Trump needs to do whatever he can to stop Iran with what they're doing. Leading terrorism, because they can't have a nuclear capabilities at all, period. So, and what they're doing with anyway. So I think this is we're seeing the art of the deal play out in real time.
Yes.
Right. And it signals to me that they will no longer be buying oil.
What a difference leadership
from Iran
makes.
Because they were 90%, they were buying like 97% of Iran's oil.
So imagine if you have China getting their oil from the United States,
right?
You have the Middle East getting their oil from the United States. You have Russia getting their oil from the United States. Do you see how America First policy better span the globe?
Yes.
Because otherwise it's just a matter of time. You put a fence around your yards in some of the neighborhoods you live in. Why do you stop the predator at the fence instead of just waiting for your front door? Because you want to make that protection. You want to have that we call it the halo effect,
It's
right?
different layers of protection.
Absolutely, absolutely. So to all of you that have really given Trump a hard time for America First policy and not understanding that that also spans the globe, this is why it's very strategic. So anyway, yeah, keep it locked here as we find out more about what's taking place over in China. They're probably sleeping right now. But let's talk about fraud, because while the CEO of the country is overseas, we've got the VP here in this country. He held a big press conference about the fraud and the fraud task force that he's been assigned to. This is an extension of Doge. It's an extension of, listen, you should have been policing yourself. But since you can't put the fox in charge of the hen house and trust him to do anything correctly, we're going to make sure that we hold you accountable. So this is, he's been looking into the fraud in Medicaid. Take a look at this post. He says, JD Vance says he's planning to deliver an ultimatum to all 50 states because Medicaid is federal and every state gets a piece of the pie. He says either fully comply with anti-fraud statutes or run the risk of losing federal Medicaid funding. So here's the dance that federal government does with your state government. Obviously, we love state sovereignty. We believe in that, especially here in Florida. But when you're pulling funds from the federal level, they have strings attached. This is why it's important to get rid of that with the Department of Education. Otherwise, that's how they'll implement all that woke crap and make you have to eat it. So he's saying, you like your Medicaid dollars, right? We give it to the states and let them be able to disseminate the way they see fit. But you cannot do that at the expense of taking care of the taxpayers' interest of wanting to make sure it's not fraudulent.
Fraud, period. Anything that steals money from the taxpayer to do anything other than benefit the taxpayer needs to be called out and dealt with immediately. And there needs to be accountability. And those that are upset that this is being exposed and attempted to be corrected are participants of the fraud.
Yes.
In case in point of information, the Nick Shirley Act.
Yes, we're out in California where they're trying to silence independent journalists who blow the lid off of stories like this. Again, you cannot leave government to police itself. That's not, we're having to have task force to set up to do what you and I should be doing all along. Really, it's just we're busy working and taking care of families to do it. But Medicaid dollars, again, from the federal government coming into your state, JD Vance is saying you better comply. And listen, you better comply with not ripping off the taxpayers. So Dr. Oz, who's the head of CMS, he took a little trip out to California to take a look at not just Medicaid, but also Medicare fraud. He's got an interesting take on it. Listen to what he had to say, and then we'll discuss it. Take a look.
But the actual cost, just of Medicare, is billions of dollars, and Medicaid. But the cost to the society of having folks addicted to drugs at the massive scale that they are right now is measured in hundreds of billions of dollars of lost productivity. I'm just watching, but there's some brave folks there. They're all accounted for. They are armed to the hilt. They know exactly what they're doing. It's game time.
What we got here today is a massive presence of law enforcement getting ready to make a change to Los Angeles about what's happening with these open-air drug markets.
So we're approaching MacArthur Park, that building in there. They just walk in there and they can't stop them.
Yeah, they just snap.
LAPD has no tools to stop petty theft. They will not arrest you for petty theft.
Please place your hands on your head.
There's cops, as far as I can see, 100 cops, LAPD, 200 of these DEA agents.
So as we're speaking, while we're sitting here, while this is happening, someone just overdosed. The paramedics responded to get that person.
How is it possible that an area of the city that should be, a nice, pretty, thriving area has become a wasteland? What I witnessed today is a rescue mission. Medicaid is the single largest payer for substance use disorders. We are here. We will put that money in. But the cost to society of allowing these addictive behaviors to continue is $100 billion a year of lost productivity. It's the first of many to come. And the task force, which the Vice President leads, which the President created, is not going to tolerate this anymore. We're coming for you. Not to hurt, to rescue you.
I mean, Allie, that is Los Angeles, California.
Are you sure it's not Gotham? Because
Spencer Pratt, right?
This is insane.
So part of what we're learning is that Medicaid is one of the biggest payers of to insure people who are going through drug rehabilitation, drug addiction. So again, remember when we say that the Democrats and the left and the deep state have no new playbook? This is the same game they play all the time.
Right.
They cause the problem.
Right.
Open borders,
Right.
drug cartel,
Right.
fentanyl from China. They
Right.
cause the problem. They get you addicted. And then they ask you to fund the solution, all while having their hands in the cookie jar. This is why calling out narco terrorists as terrorists is important.
But also your local government is allowing these open air drug markets to exist so that people can be more addicted to drugs. And then because of that will require to be put on Medicare or Medicaid. I think it's Medicare.
Yeah.
For these assistance programs.
Yes.
For them to get help from being addicted to the drugs that your local county commission or your state has allowed to have operate within your own county. So this, again, is another example, using Los Angeles as an example, of why you need to be involved in your local government. It is not going to turn around in one political cycle.
Right.
It is not going to turn around overnight.
Right.
But you cannot also flee and bring your same inactive politics to red states.
Don't bring your best intentions to Florida unless you plan to vote. Support candidates financially.
I promise you will be getting doors knocked, and we will be coming to you and telling you that you need to get your happy behind out to the polls to vote. Thank you very much.
Behind. I love that. Yes. So glad to see that JD Vance is working on this, that Dr. Oz is a part of it. So yeah, it's amazing. Looking out for taxpayers.
And please make sure you vote for the right person to represent you.
2026. Yes, absolutely. Want to fast forward a little bit to the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. A lot of people were not happy, especially in the MAHA movement, when Trump appointed FDA chief Marty Makary. I don't know if I'm saying Makary, last name correctly, but
some people were okay with him though. Didn't he like not want to push it on kids?
Well, right, but this is somebody that he didn't agree wholeheartedly initially with Kennedy's mix up of the food pyramid and some of that. So the fact that he is resigning makes you think, okay, what's coming out? What did we learn? What don't we know? Because sometimes people will resign either because they don't resign if they're going to get a better promotion. They usually just switch jobs. But if they're resigning to step down to kind of get out of the spotlight.
So isn't he getting questioned by Congress? So I think a lot of people do end up resigning before they are questioned. Isn't that correct? Or
sometimes they do. Take a listen to, so this is Dr. Robert Malone. He is going to be talking exactly hitting on what you're talking about, I think, Allie. What's going on with Marty Makary and why might he be resigning? Take a listen.
The moral transgressions, the corruption, the distortion of data, the falsification of data, the suppression of key findings, such as the pediatric deaths that are not being allowed to be released to the public.
Who's blocking that? So children deaths because of COVID-19 shots, that's being suppressed?
The name is Marty.
Marty Makary.
Yeah.
So you've named a few names now. Heidi Overton, Marty Makary.
Really? Who testified to Congress about against, mandates, vaccine mandates.
Yeah, so I really, there's a lot of dynamics that are going on. There is a huge amount of rumor mill going on about the reorg. As you know, there was just a major reorg at HHS with promotion of some key leaders from within the CMS group that's been so effective under Dr. Oz's leadership. To positions where they're functionally chief operating officer for HHS. There's just been a major amount of change within the overall.
So just so you know, he was one of the heavy hitters that really, before he became the FDA commissioner, he was just a prominent, not just, prominent surgical oncologist professor at Johns Hopkins. So people took his, they took what he said very serious because he was looked highly upon in the medical community. And he was feeding a lot of this information, which we now know to be wrong information about the potential side effects of these jabs on children, on young people. Of course, states across the nation would not have moved to pull them off of the recommended vaccine immunization list if we weren't truly seeing now, after they tried to cover it up, what's really happening. So I don't know, with some of his testimony, I don't know if he sees something coming down the pike and that's why he's stepping down. I really don't know. But.
I don't either. I mean, what is your best guess? Comment below, let us know, because I'm kind of at a loss. I don't.
At this point, we're just gonna play. We got to play the odds.
We're just riding the train at this point. We're on the bus. We're going. I don't know what's happening.
On the bus go round and round.
I don't know what's happening. I'm just here for the ride. There's been a lot of things that have not been on my bingo list that have occurred.
We need
bingo
to get
cards
out
that
of
have occurred in 2026. Like Holchel saying yes for school choice.
School choice. I thought this at a debate the other day. Like literally, she's going to take the Trump. She's opting in for the Trump school choice program.
You're welcome, Florida.
Yeah,
you should give Florida its flowers. Because Florida is literally leading the way in all of these issues. Like we need to continue to keep that moving forward. My goodness.
The momentum. But so as we're in this season of really revelation and what's gone on in the medical community, and you guys are going to want to stay tuned tomorrow for what we've got on the docket when we talk about the testimony that's going on right now on Capitol Hill for the whistleblower who is testifying all of the cover up at the hands of Anthony Fauci and his minions of everything we said was right. You know, there's nothing worse than when a woman can confirm that she was right all along.
I have a t-shirt that I just found because it's cleaning out my closet. And it says, some may call me crazy, but they'll never say I wasn't wrong.
That's right. So you know what else happens when especially a female realizes she was right after being told she was wrong? It's like, then you're a little more arrogant and you're a little more like, no, I told you. And now it's like you get that little bit of footing underneath you. So to all the American people who really survived the biggest psyop and war committed against, Jane and John Doe, when they tried to tell you that, first of all, it was going to be the winter of death if y'all just didn't submit and put this needle in your arm, that if you didn't wear, daisy print masks that were made out of, socks, that somehow you were going to die, when they told you that you had to stand 6 feet apart because the virus could tell distance, when they put plexiglass 2 feet high for an airborne virus, when they told you that this was the deadliest virus, although somehow it's featured on the back of our Lysol bottles.
Wait, it is.
It is. Read the back of your Lysol bottles. It says kills coronaviruses. Which, by the way, you could not buy Lysol during that time.
No.
Or toilet paper.
We'll go get it.
Oh, yeah. Go get it. I'll carry the show. Okay. Yeah. So here they are telling you all of these things. And yet many of you stood firm and said, no, I'm not going to mask my children. I'm not going to let you inject my children's arm. Oh, she did. You got the pretty lilac one. Okay. Look at this. This is what happens when you're your own CEO in your own studio. What?
It's here. Hang on.
She's gonna find it.
I got it.
How is the coronavirus deadly and brand new if it's on the back of every Lysol bottle? You're gonna want to tune in tomorrow.
Did you guys know that it kills herpes, simplex virus type 1, and simplex virus type 2? Human coronavirus. Míralo. Toma. Look. Ready. Right. Hey, you can't see it because it's blurry. I promise. That's where it's at.
I just love my job. Just gonna say that. That's where it's at.
Look for herpes and you'll find it. It's like right next to it.
Wait, we are not advocating for spraying this and you know what? I'm gonna let that one go.
Newcastle disease, swine flu.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first attack on pork.
SARS. Remember that?
SARS-CoV-1.
Yeah, you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is the hantavirus on there?
Actually,
no. Oh my God! If she finds the hantavirus, I quit. Just kidding.
I'm trying to find it.
Okay. While she looks,
the avian flu,
the bird flu.
Yep.
Is it? So we just
hepatitis C,
Lysol,
RSV.
Who owns Lysol?
The rhinovirus.
And who's coming up with the concoction inside this bottle?
Poliovirus type 1 and enterovirus.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Candida.
That sounds like it's
Bordetella.
Wow.
Strep.
Can we do a little research on who owns Lysol and who's paying, who makes profit off of all that? I just want to see, because again, the left has no new playbook, and neither does the deep state players. They just make you sick with things that they concoct and then make money off of the remedies. So guys,
Sorry, I'm looking for it. Listeria.
It's got a new shiny toy.
Hantavirus. I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry.
Go to commercial break.
This is insane.
While you get a message from Liberty Cigars, I'm going to try to wrestle this.
The Kawasaki virus.
I'm going to try to wrestle this Lysol bottle away from Allie. We'll be back with more after this.
Not sponsored by.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com, because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OPENMIC for 10% off your order.
My coffee. Listen. Any of you out there who grew up in a Hispanic Latina household, okay, it's like Vicks. Mira, they're gonna be spraying it. My mom's gonna want to spray it on the bottom of my feet and put socks on. Vicks, come on! You telling me you didn't grow up in a household where they put that on your tongue? I'm not advocating for this. I'm saying my mom didn't play when it came. She said, Mija, say ah. No, Mom, I don't want. Lysol coming to a Mexicana household near you.
Antamanada doing this again.
Now it's going to be in my coffee.
It's not in the coffee. I sprayed it out that way. That's why I moved my coffee cup. You saw I moved my coffee cup over there.
What's that? What's that?
I don't know. I don't know. That's
I'm going to drink it
because almond milk.
Because I grew up where you took your first sip out of the garden hose anyway.
Listen, I understand that like these kind of aerosols are not great for your lungs. And it's definitely the brand we normally would use the other brand. And this is a small room, and I kind of sprayed a lot.
She killed it.
It's dead. It's just dead. Murió. That's it. Muerte. That's it. That's dead.
Shoot.
That's
guys,
dead.
But no, in all seriousness, so did you know? So I'm talking to all you 80s and late 70s babies. Okay, early 70s babies, whatever. But in the 90s, the 1990s.
I guess I'm a 90s baby.
There was, you
born
just
in the 60s, so I'm a 90s baby, I guess.
Okay. But if you were alive in 1990, take a look at this photo. This is a picture of a hantavirus fact sheet from early 1990s, the New Mexico Department of Health issued by the U.S. government. Here's what it says. And it's important that, am I not going to be able to blow this up? Darn it. Hold on. Because I didn't bring my reading glasses. All right. Check this out. It says that the hantavirus is
not contagious.
It is not transmitted from person to person. It's carried by rodents, especially mice. Don't blow up for me, whatever you do. You can get it from breathing in the dust from rodent urine droppings or saliva. How do people get it? You can. It's not transmissible from people to people. Here's the symptoms. We've said this: fever, muscle aches, shortness of breath. It sounds like the coronavirus all over again, or the flu.
Well, so we were in a space on Trump Tuesday, and there is a doctor who I absolutely love. She's amazing, and she did say that so the person who contracted it, they were in some kind of like trash mill, and they were bird watching, and somehow he ended up like inhaling rat excrements. Why rat and not bird? I don't know, but. And then got on a cruise ship, and then his wife,
like right here,
he died. I don't. I can't. And then so he perished, and his wife perished. But the reason why some of the people are symptomatic who are on this ship is because of the HVAC system. So I don't understand it. But so if it's not transmissible through humans, how did his wife become symptomatic and pass?
So to me, according to this, and I'm not a doctor,
swapping saliva, but
what kind of cruise are you on?
We got couples.
But if other people are contracting it, what about like dining utensils? This just ruined eating out for me all the time now. Are you?
I mean, that's what COVID was like, right? Like, I'm not trying to like instill fear, but. I have the questions. Like, if
it's not transmissible to
then how did
human,
right? Then how is it being trans?
So if it almost sounds like there would have to be a place, like on a cruise ship, where people are contained, where this rat urine or feces was infected and multiple people were inhaling it.
Okay, maybe we should just not.
I just feel
because you can inhale like the rat urine smell. So I'm sure because dried urine still has that's why when you utilize the bathroom, you're supposed to put the toilet seat down and flush the toilet seat, because if you don't, it all comes up.
Well, and how about think about,
and if your toothbrush is not covered, you're brushing your teeth with that. You're welcome. Close your toilet seat.
Okay, for the record, I keep my toothbrush in the medicine cabinet.
Gross.
No,
not you. No, I'm just.
Wow, we're about to duke it out right here.
This.
So maybe the Lysol needs to be a part of our packing going on cruise ships, but you're not going to be able to fly with it. But you know what I mean?
And they got little ones. Look. Clorox wipes. Look, I will bring a whole container.
Put Clorox wipes under her feet and put socks over it.
Nope, because you know what I'm gonna do? It's gonna be vinegar, because it's vinegar. 5 thieves oil. That's what killed pretty much so back in the Black Plague days. They had doctors.
Now, Allie, they're going to say that's racist.
It is. Instead of the white plague, why is it Black Plague? Because Black Plague had to kill everybody. Couldn't be the white plague.
Wow.
Anyway, I could do this all day. But my point is, they would have these masks where they would shove herbs, and thieves oil is what they essentially would call it, because you put the oils and the herbs, and it's like frankincense, myrrh. And some others,
all the things they brought Jesus,
right? And some others, and they would go in and treat the patients, or they would rob those graves, which is why they called it thieves oil. The things I know.
She's like, ask me how I know.
And they wouldn't catch the Black Plague. They wouldn't transmute it that way. So thieves oil, 5 thieves oil.
Okay. Well, so we're trying to tell you that
alcohol kills everything. So.
not making light of the fact that people die from viruses every single day, whether they've made multi-million dollars on an injection that they say is a vaccine or not. We're not making light of the fact that people do get sick, people do perish, but put it in perspective when you think about how long these, and that's what I love. They're now coming out and not calling it a novel virus because it's been around.
Right.
And it's largely treatable. This would be an advocate now. This whole storyline would be an advocate for why places like Venice Beach, California are just breeding grounds for this type of yuck. I just told, I don't know if it was here or somebody I was talking to. Last time I was out in California, my daughter had a photo shoot in Venice Beach. And it was disgusting. The beach smelled like urine. I
mean, and that leads to disease. So when you're allowed to have these free drug markets, like you're breeding disease in these small communities. So like you can't sit here on one face and say that you care about the inner city, low income housing, low income families, and exploit them at the same time.
You know what I was just thinking, Allie? And I'm getting way off on a tangent. This has nothing to do with what we had expected to talk about today. But you know, when we were talking about Spencer Pratt and his run for LA mayor, challenging Karen Bass. And a lot of that is going back to the fact that the Pratt family was one of the many families that lost everything in the Palisades fire because of the negligence of California's governor and elected officials. So why do these wildfires never decimate these incredible like homeless population areas? Why was it the Palisades where it's like the multi-million-dollar homes in the most prestige area where everybody wants, it's like oceanfront property?
I don't know. Why do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I just find that weird.
It is a little.
I find that weird. If you've ever been to California or any other areas of the country that gets really cold sometimes at night and seen the fires that homeless people build to just stay warm and to see the conditions that they're living in, I'm not saying that it's never happened that there's been an outbreak, but yet neighborhoods burn to the ground that are multi-million-dollar houses that have fire hydrants on every corner. Yet I don't ever see a disease-ridden, infested homeless encampment ever like
wiped out.
I don't know. It's
almost like it's like curated, maybe. I don't know. It's weird.
It's weird. Just asking the questions. But because I believe in willful ignorance. We saw it at the southern border. Take a look at this. This is not news to you guys because you guys were right all along. But this is coming out. This is a former Border Patrol agent.
Wow.
Anman Blair, and he reveals that they were mandated at the southern border to look the other way under prosecutorial discretion. So he said, we were mandated to look the other way. We released known terrorists where we didn't know it until after the fact. We had multiple people from all across the world coming into the United States under the Biden administration with falsified documents. They knew it, specifically from Iran. We knew who'd come in with Venezuelan documents from Iran, getting Venezuelan documents. Thank you, drug cartels. That's what that is. That is the terrorist working with the drug cartels. Everybody who wants to do harm to America. They were told to look the other way,
or they would be prosecuted.
Jeez.
This is, again, points to why you should be involved locally and make sure you are involved in your judges' races, your primaries in your off election years. Thus, the 2026 election is where all of this is decided, especially in your primary, These are important elections, you guys. Here in Florida, it's August 18th. Guys, if you're listening from Florida, the primary is August 18th. This is where your school board is decided. This is where your best Republican is decided. This is where your judges are decided. All of this is important.
Importante. And listen, hat tip to Doc Pete Chambers, because he was at the border when a lot of this was happening through COVID. And he was like, it's amazing. They were making like all of Americans take these like swab tests. We never swabbed one person coming across the border. And then it was wide open. And it's just, but then Texas didn't elect him as, as governor. So I just use that as an example, because that doesn't mean, it's like, it doesn't mean you give up. It's like in the Bible when it says pray and with supplication. It's like, do it again and then do it again. And, oh, it didn't work. Get up and do it again. Oh, you fell down that time. It hurt. Get up and do it again. Laying down and rolling over is not an option, America. It's not an option. You wouldn't be here if the people who first tried to come to this country and failed and then tried again and then tried again, if they didn't keep doing it, you and I wouldn't be here and have the freedom to speak.
We wouldn't have free Blacks of America if President Lincoln wouldn't have tried again and again and again and again and again
and again. And I mean, think about it. That even permeated all the way to, Governor Wallace standing at the schoolhouse doors, trying to stop, from integrating schools. So yes, keep going. Can we get a little funny?
Yes, sure.
We like to sometimes,
oh my gosh,
talk about dating on this show. Not that listen. So I don't want people to think this is a Taylor Swift show where like we just pour out our own personal. That's not what we're doing. We want to talk about dating as a topic, or relationships as a topic, or marriage as a topic, or even like raising a family and being a mom or a dad as a topic, because these are things that touch your kitchen table too, right? So Kaya Trump, who is Don Jr.'s, I think his oldest child, she took to the stage during CPAC. She's talked very eloquently and wonderfully about her grandpa, but she's at that age, just like we've seen Barron and even the Obama children, the Bush children. You see people come of age during this time when they're either their grandpa or their dad are in the spotlight politically. And I always wonder, what is that like? What is that like to go to a college party and you are like one of the Obama daughters and you're just like, I
make better decisions.
But everybody should have like a young adulthood where of course. And then what is that like going like on a date? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Let's hear it from Kaya.
The Secret Service follows you everywhere?
Yeah, so everywhere I go.
Will they stop? Like if they saw a kid like doing like a whip it like at the party, would they like stop them?
They can't stop anything. Like their sole purpose is to protect
you.
So like, let's say if other people are drinking around me and also they're like underage, whatever it is, they can't stop that person. But all they can do is, if there's a threat to me, they'll take me out like the threat, like they'll protect me.
What is dating like for you?
To be honest with you, it's really awkward when you're sitting like and having like going on a date with a guy and like they're like 2 tables behind you. It's like a little weird.
That's crazy.
But I mean, my thing is I try my best not to like let it bother me. Like, and I think I've learned, especially the past year now that it's been pretty much a year since he's become president, is I've had to learn to kind of, yes, they're following me, but also focus and like pretend like they're not there. Like obviously they're there, but if you can like try not really focusing on that and more enjoying your time with your friends, your family, whatever it is, it makes it easier. Because like for the first few months, it was tough. It was not easy kind of having someone following you all the time and like planning if you're going out somewhere, you have to like, oh, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Like you don't really think about that stuff because you kind of just like, if you live a normal life, you just go out your house and leave. Like you don't have to like plan every single second. So that was kind of tough. But I think literally once I was like, well, their only job is to kind of protect me. I'm going to focus on my stuff and have them do their job. It made it so much easier.
Kai is such a brilliant young woman. I think we're going to see a lot of her actually in the future. I think a lot of people don't see this side of either being celebrity or being in the political arena. They don't see the downside of literally not owning your own life. Like you can't just make plans to just go out. Yeah. You have to like have some kind of like security briefing before you leave your house. Like, you know what I mean? It's a little difficult when you are used to living spontaneously. You don't realize how free you are
Yeah.
when you don't have threats on your grandpa and thus threats on your family, because there are people that are unhinged in this world,
Unhinged,
who are or obsessive.
Yeah.
And I mean, which is why some celebrities have security. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just, it's not, some normal people look at it and they're like, oh, that's so cool. But when you're in it, you're like,
well,
this is why privacy is so important.
It is. And Allie, it is a, this kind of public service that you go into, even for your kids and for your family, it is a sacrifice. But what made me laugh, what made me chuckle a little bit when I first watched this is I'm thinking about, and I know, because my kids were older than yours, but well, you have an 18-year-old. When you're trying to get your older teenager to dial into, I need to know where you're going, who you're going to be with, and what time you'll be back. It's like pulling teeth.
Because I care about you.
But it's like pulling teeth to get them to commit to that. Hold on, you're leaving. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? Well, I'm not sure. Okay, can you imagine that instead of debating your parents about that, it's the Secret Service? There is no debate. Where are you going? Who are you going to be with? What time? You have to make, and
you have to plan,
and to have your children, teenagers especially, make those plans ahead of time. It's like non-existent anymore. And I guess with the tracking of, Life 360 or whatever, maybe, you could say you don't need it, but that's how it was in our day. And now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Kaya, she can't even like, it's the Secret Service that you're answering to. So, but how fun would it have been, parents, if instead of arguing with your teenagers, you could have just been like, hey, come here, Men in Black over there. Come here. She's arguing with me. Tell her that you,
I don't think that they probably like, ma'am, I can't. I'm just here for safety.
Maybe we all need a little Secret Service in this 2026 dating life.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we just,
To be honest, can I be very real here?
Sure. It's out of pocket. Let's go.
You are kind of my Secret Service. The things that besties confide in each other. And then I'll get that and share locations. And then you're like, what are you doing?
Oh, that's what she's doing. Yeah, never mind. And that's a wrap for today's episode.
I love it. She's like, I know where you are. You're not at your house, ma'am.
Fun times. No, seriously. How would you guys feel about Secret Service or having, chaperones? Maybe we should do that again. It's just, maybe we would have less degeneracy if we had chaperones everywhere. But I also think we have a bunch of babies raising babies.
That
are now raising babies. And so it's just, you used to be able to, get something from your grandma, or your grandparents, because your grandparents were essentially raising your kids or raising you. And it's like, but now you got grandmas who are like in their 30s. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
You in danger, girl.
I don't know.
A quote Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost. How did I even know that?
I don't know. It's hard, man. Like
it's difficult, and
we have to raise the standard on how we're raising children and prepare them to be adults. We're not raising kids. We're raising adults.
And listen, it's different these days because they've got so much of the world at the touch of their fingers, and it's a constant 24-hour-a-day job. It feels like. Especially if your kids are thinking they're going to go back in their rooms with their phones or go charge their phone. I mean, I can remember taking phones from our kids at like 9. They were older. Like people thought we were crazy, like 17 years old. They thought, because we wanted them off of it at night. And
now I can't fall asleep without scrolling Instagram.
Not Allie sending me videos I sent one at like 12:35.
I literally sent you one right after
like 12:40, and I'm like,
I didn't even know. Like we're literally doing the same thing.
Still awake.
But I mean, it's funny because they were all sermons, so it's just like, ooh, girl, you need to hear this. Ooh,
you need to hear the word, girl.
It's just, I don't know. There's so much good that can come from the internet, but there's also so much that can't, right? And I think that's a healthy balance. You need to figure out what that looks like for you and your family. It's the same with AI. I mean, you have these data centers. There's a situation going on in Georgia right now where this girl, she's saying that there are about 30 families who are being misplaced by Georgia Power. They're coming in and they're removing people from their homes in order for them to set up these huge data centers, which that is not even, I mean, you don't have to have large, like, I've heard AI techs talk about it, and it doesn't have to be this giant thing that you know requires all this water and land use, and it doesn't have to be that way. But I think this is also why we need to make sure that we are instilling proper education in our children.
Yeah.
We're investing in that in America so that we can be more energy dependent, so we can figure out better ways to enhance our energy usage.
Yes, and don't take this AI talking point and AI data centers. Don't take it and make it such an enemy that you disengage from the conversation and make everybody guilty by association of ever mentioning the word.
Yeah.
Because part of what's needed is your collaboration and being a part of the solution. Because
to make it better, so it's not. Yeah.
This is what we fight with
You want to be
school choice.
with it.
It's what we find with school choice. For 20 years, the progressive left have fought us in revolutionizing education, even though the parents, your largest consumer, have been saying for decades, this is what they want to see. You have dug your head in the sand and let it just blow by you. And now you're struggling to draw breath without fainting over the fact that it's here to stay. Don't be one of those people. Engage in the conversation. Make sure that you're aware. Your elected representatives, they need you to be able to help govern how this is going to look. I think AI and parts of it are here to stay. So be a part of the discussion.
You have to be a part of the discussion and the solution and the manufacturing it and building the coding. And if we're not doing that, we're outsourcing, which means Americans are going to lose out on jobs, which we can't do.
Yeah.
We already do that enough. We cannot do that again with this new opportunity as AI is approaching itself, and it's getting better and better and better and better and better every day.
And you can't just write off a candidate and say, well, this so-and-so is pro AI. You better understand that AI is here to stay.
You use it on a day-to-day basis. Like if you're using Google Maps, you're using AI. I'm sorry. So get over it. It's here.
Let's figure out how to not
that part.
Raise our electric bill, how to not squirm all over our natural resources, how to not draw water usage that then pays a penalty to the citizens. Like we can all do that. But don't just throw AI out with the bathwater. It's just like it needs the bathwater.
Yep.
To run. Well, guys, that's it for Out of Pocket with Allie and Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Thursday. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow's episode. We get a little unhinged.
A
little unhinged. We're going to be unhinged. Yeah. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, we will see you on the flip side.
And please visit the new Liberty Cigars website, libertycigars.com. They have fantastic resources for you. We love you guys. Thank you. Oh, yeah, here it is. Ready?
Get your Lysol.
Ready? Here you go.
Right.
Ready? All right. Have a great day, you guys. We love y'all. Stay out of pocket. We'll catch you guys.
Camera. I'm sorry.
Catch you guys.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go there. If it's out of line, we don't.